Governor Wes Moore continues to publicly oppose President Trump's calls to put the Guard in Baltimore. The governor called the idea performative during an interview with ABC News over the weekend.
I would love more federal support, but federal support on things that actually make sense and not things that are performative. I am not just deeply respectful, but very cognizant of the skill sets that our National Guards bring. And the National Guard is not trained for municipal policing.
Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost looks into the ongoing feud between Governor Moore and President Trump. Critics say the governor's comments may not be in Maryland's best interests.
Governor Wes Moore continues to rack up national television appearances amid this push for federal support from the White House. But the governor tells me he's clear. He wants federal support, but on his terms, not the president's. Baltimore City violent crime rates are on the decline. Homicides and non-fatal shootings hitting historic lows after a change in messaging from the city's top prosecutor.
Grab your toothbrush as well, because you're going to need it.
More than 1,700 repeat violent offenders have been sentenced to 5 years behind bars in the last 2 years of Ivan Bates' term. But crime persists, and people are still frustrated.
We're long gone, I guess, from what the American dream was, and I think we need to wake up.
Too much crime, too much violence, too much negativity. Nobody's getting along.
New data from the Baltimore Police Department show 105 cars were stolen between August 17th and the 23rd. That's a 6% increase from the week prior. Though year-to-date, auto thefts are down compared to this time last year. People in some of Baltimore's entertainment and business areas say neighbors often stay at home.
People don't even go out at night anymore.
Over the weekend, Governor Wes Moore marked another national appearance, the 10th network interview since the National Guard was deployed in Washington, D.C. This time on ABC News This Week, touting the crime reduction efforts in Baltimore, while still making his pitch to the White House.
I have no interest in fighting with the president, but I have an interest in fighting for my communities and fighting for our people.
That sentiment similar to what he said to Fox 45 News during our sit-down interview just days prior.
I'm not interested in having a back and forth with the president. This is not personal between me and the president.
You called him President Bone Spurs.
No, what this is I'm going to fight for my people. And when I'm hearing attacks on our state and on our state's largest city, things like hellhole and hellscape and deathscape, I feel like the federal government, that our state is under attack from the federal government. But if the President of the United States at any time wants to have a serious conversation about how not to fight us, but how to fight for us, I would be very excited to have that conversation with him.
In Washington, violent crime has dropped 45% since the Guard first stepped foot in the streets. Carjackings dropped nearly 90%. How can you argue that it's not effective?
I would love to have a serious conversation with the President of the United States or members of his administration about this.
The governor not directly answering, instead arguing the Guard is not directly the reason behind the decline in crime unfolding in D.C.
So defying common sense and trying to deny the very positive impact the National Guard has had on Washington, D.C. crime is a fallacy.
Republican delegate Kathy Shalega argues the National Guard's presence bolsters law enforcement numbers and helps neighbors feel safe.
If you have more law enforcement or National Guard members assisting law enforcement on the ground, crime goes down because they'll be catching criminals. And, so I hope Governor Moore stops this back and forth with President Trump. It's not good for our state.
During our interview, I posed that question directly to Governor Moore. Is what you're doing really best for the people of Maryland and the people of Baltimore, or is it best for Wes Moore's political career?
My only concern is the people of Maryland. That's it. And that's what I'm fighting for. You're never going to hear me talk about what this means for me personally. It's only about what it means for our folks.
But for some,
it's the life that we know here in Baltimore.
Baltimore isn't a shiny skyline with developments in touristy areas. It's a city where alleys are filled with trash and sirens fill the air.
It's numbing, but then you think about it, some people, when they get in their feelings, they can't control themselves. They're not strong enough, and then they just give up.
While people wait to see what the next political move or statement will be that puts Baltimore back in the spotlight. I also pressed the governor about the potential impact that this public feud could have on the future funding for the rebuild effort of the Key Bridge. You can hear what the governor had to say, plus find my entire interview with him on our YouTube page. In the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
Hi, I'm Maxine Stryker. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and check out Fox Baltimore on social media to find more stories like this.